Past few days I've been thinking a good bit, and I realized just how much modding means to me. And I know that sounds like a weird intro for something on my channel, as we're typically doing mod reviews, but I do kind of just want to let my thoughts flow into the video for a little bit, and if that sounds like something you're interested in, then I hope you enjoy. For starters, I suppose I should just explain what exactly I mean. I realized how much of the games that I play in my spare time that are really just for me are a modded experience. Fallout, Skyrim, Blade and Sorcery, even MechWarrior 5, all of which I play in a modded state. To the point where I'm more excited for mod releases than I am for DLC, or for just the game coming out itself. It got to the point where a game that I'm playing in my own time had a content drop from the base game that added a ton of new content, and I was upset because I knew it was going to mess with my mods because the modders did it just so much better. Mods allow you to express yourself and cater the experience in every single way that you would like, and play the game how you want to play it, which I think is a core fundamental value of video games for me. That's why I think I immerse myself in RPGs more than any other game type. I really love player choice, and even in a game where that may not be existent, mods allow that, and that's just amazing to me. Mods are a fundamental part of my gaming experience, and since moving to PC, even the small amount of the experience that I have with them on Xbox has changed the way that I play games for my foreseeable future. Modding also provides ways to experience games that you never thought that you could do before. One of the biggest ways is in VR. Modding support for VR is incredible, taking the already existing games and making them feel like you're actually there. Being able to sit down in Skyrim and have a conversation with an NPC, or even for the first time experiencing Halo in VR at Blood Gulch, driving a warthog in first person like I'm actually there, was groundbreaking and just incredible. I got to be in Halo, something we've been dreaming of forever. There isn't a proper Halo VR experience, and they took a game that has nothing to do with Halo and modded it to the point where you were actually there, fighting other Spartans with Halo weapons, with Halo vehicles on Blood Gulch. It was truly incredible. Thanks to mods, you get to enjoy the lifelong dream of being a Jedi, wielding the Force and a lightsaber, or a blaster even, in a game that doesn't even take place in the future, but rather the past. Which, yeah, that's how Star Wars works. We're not getting into that tangent. My point is you can achieve some of these lifelong video game dreams with the simplicity of being able to drag and drop a file. In the case of Pavlov and modding in that Halo experience, you don't even have to do anything. You just join a server and it's ready. It does it. It downloads the files for you. You don't have to touch a thing. All because of modding, which is simply amazing. Now, if you're subscribed to the channel and watching this video, this is something I'm sure that you've experienced yourself. I mean, you're here watching a video about mods, and you watch videos on the daily about mods. I'm sure you're already playing games in a modded state. But if this video happens to reach somebody who hasn't taken the plunge yet, or been able to experience modding for whatever reason, and you have the ability to, I encourage you to try. It really is something life-changing, at least for people that play video games. All of the footage that's going to be rolling through this video is going to be modded gameplay, and I think that's a really cool look when you see games that maybe you've never even seen before in their vanilla state, and seeing how seamless the gameplay is and how it just looks like the game should have been that way in the first place. And a lot of that has to do with the talent coming from the modding community. Mod authors have been so amazing at producing these quality mods lately, some of which are better than the things that were in the vanilla game in the first place, improving not only fundamental systems but adding in completely new artwork, meshes and textures, even animations in certain games that just make the experience as a whole so much better. Some of these people are putting out AAA title work, and they're doing it for free. They're doing it as a hobby and just giving back to the community in a game that they love and keeping its life cycle going for so much longer. And for that, we have to be thankful. I know the modding community has its ups and downs, not only with the sites that we use, but even amongst the modders themselves. But at its core, with the people who are putting in this real, hard work, they are doing something incredible and making the games that we love even better. So if you're not modding your game already, I implore you to try. Go out there and check YouTube for mods that you may be able to add to the games that you play. Do your research and you may be able to find a way to make the games that you enjoy even better. And best of all, you get to support an awesome community as well as the modders who make these incredible pieces of work. And the only way to keep this community growing is to add even more mod authors into the scene, as well as people playing with those mods. So at the very least, give it a try. And if you have any sort of creative talent, you'd be surprised the amount of changes you can make to a game that are even simple in some cases. I'm, I suppose, lucky enough to have had a life development that's going to allow me to have a little bit more free time on my day-to-day. And with that, I'm going to try not to waste it. I'm actually going to try to delve into mod creation, at least in some ways, maybe simple at first, but hopefully develop some of my already existing skills into something that could be implemented into future mods, either by helping others or possibly even making my own. I don't want to guarantee anything yet because I haven't given it the fair shot, but I really would like to try, and like I said, if you have that talent, then maybe you should try as well. Who hasn't dreamed of working for a video game company, and while you may want to put all of your time and effort into that, it may help to develop a portfolio, make some cool mods for games that you enjoy, see what you can do with your talent, and most of all, just make something, create. I've gotten so much fulfillment from YouTube just to know that every day I produce a video that I put time and effort into, it makes me feel good, and if I could do that with a mod, well, that'd just make me feel even better. And if it's of any quality, knowing that I get to share that with a community who gets to enjoy that, and maybe that even becomes one of the favorite pieces of their game, that's incredible as well. And another thing I'm getting at is the more people we get involved in this community, the more niches we get, which to some people may not sound great, but in reality, it's an amazing thing. Just because a mod exists, it doesn't mean you have to download it. The more people we can get into this community, creating and downloading, is better for the game's lifecycle and for mod development as a whole. The more talented people we get in here, the more tools we can create, and the better mods get as time goes on. Now again, those niche communities, that is a big deal. For example, if we talk about me and my experience with Fallout, I like my game a very specific way. Now luckily for me, many other people like the way that I play, which is survival and lore friendly with a little bit of mix of tactical, and there's so many mods out there for that I get to create my game exactly how I want, which is perfect. And luckily, many of you guys seem to enjoy that style too, and so I get to share the mods that I've found, and everybody gets to enjoy the game the way that they want to play it. And it's thanks to these wonderful mod authors that we get to do that. And like I said, at its core, modding allows you to play the game the way you want to play it. No matter who you are, I'm sure you can find a mod for exactly what you're looking for to tailor the game to your liking. Now, some games have smaller modding scenes than others, of course, with Skyrim and Fallout probably having one of the largest communities around them. But this video doesn't apply just to those. If you have a game that supports mods in any way, try it out. Check the Nexus, see if it has support, or see if there's other websites that have mod hosting as well, because you may be able to change the way you play that game forever, maybe for the better. It's about time we stop wondering what if in terms of gameplay. What if this mod had sprint? What if there were a ton of cool new quests and companions? What if the game just looked better? You don't have to wonder now. Mods allow these things to happen thanks to a handful of very, very talented people who put their time and effort into these games. So we may as well support that. Go try modding. I really mean this. Go try it yourself. It's fun. Most of you watching this, like I said, I'm sure have already been in the modding experience, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. There just isn't a place for vanilla games anymore, at least not in a single player sense. Obviously, multiplayer games modding is kind of limited and they're meant to be played one way because of balance and cheating, of course, but if there's a single player game that you find yourself coming back to over and over again and it's getting a little repetitive, this can change things up. And the best thing is once you've changed it, you can change it again. You can play Skyrim over and over with a completely different experience every time, not just because of the wonderful RPG elements in the base game, but because of the mods you can add every single time you come back. It can be a different game every time you play it. And the best part of all of this is mods are free. You don't have to pay for them. You get to take a game that you enjoy and change it to the way that you want to play it at a whim for free. So long as you're safe too, it can be a very stable experience. I know many people feel like they're locked out of modding because they don't have the know-how or they're worried they're going to break something. I hadn't started modding my games until a few years ago, and most of my introductory experience was on Xbox. And then I made the plunge to PC. I took a few days just watching YouTube, inhaling knowledge and learning what to do and how to do it safely. So long as you take the time and take the care, you can mod your game with no issues. And there's always tutorials out there as well, and plenty of helpful people in the Discord community as well as on YouTube who are willing to help you with your load order. Even Reddit has posts I've seen. So it's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. I really do think that modding is paving the way for the future of games, at least for single-player experiences, and I really hope that more AAA titles continue to have mod support. It's just kind of me putting my thoughts out there. I know this is a weirder video for the channel, but like I said, realized how much modding actually means to me and how much of an impact it has on my day-to-day life. I mean, I have an entire YouTube channel based around it. It's just incredible, and any bit that I can do with my small amount of influence to get more people into the scene and to embrace modding as a hobby, that's all I can ask for. I really love this hobby. It's so amazing, and I really want to get into the creation side of it very soon, and hopefully that may even lead to some future content for you guys, and maybe even an opportunity for some of you guys to try modding yourselves. Either way, that's my thoughts on the screen. Let me know what you think. Let me know how modding has impacted your lives and changed the games the way that you play them. And let me know if you haven't tried modding before, and if you're gonna, and which games you like to play in a modded state. I'm really curious. This is mostly for discussion, and that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts down below, like I said, and I hope you enjoyed this little thought-provoking video. And let me know if you want more discussion videos like this in the future. Regardless, if you did enjoy, drop a rating, subscribe for more content, usually focused around actual mods than talking about them, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace. And hey, shout out to all of our patrons for their continued support. As always, your donations are greatly appreciated and help to fund videos just like this one. So again, thank you.